What is up? Thanks for being here. Starting off the night with a huge accomplishment, Marco Raya. This might not seem like a big deal, but he pitched 5 innings tonight. You're seeing him strike out the side in the 5th inning. That's a huge deal because first time he's done that in almost 2 years. July 28th, 2022 was the last time Marco Raya completed 5 innings in an outing. This is beyond his control. Unfortunately for him, I'm sure it's been kind of frustrating, but they are sort of starting to open things up for him, letting him pitch deeper into games. Luke Keaschall with a win surge here, pulling a Luis Arraez, shaking his head at a ball outside of the zone. Led off this game with a home run. But Marco Raya, we'll take a look at his line a little bit, pitched great. Luke Keaschall, this was his 6th home run. Crushed. Look at this thing. 6th home run for Wichita. 13th overall on the year. Of course, he was really lighting it up with Cedar Rapids before getting promoted. He's got an 876 OPS with Wichita now, playing some first base, which is interesting. Brandon Winokur also went deep. Guy playing with Fort Myers, of course, drafted out of high school, very young still. His 7th home run of the year, a 721 OPS in the Florida State League as a teenager. There you see they've got a home run hat of some sort in Fort Myers. And Justin Topa made an outing for the St. Paul Saints, his 2nd rehab outing, first with the Saints. You see walked the leadoff guy, but immediately gets a double play to erase that, and then strikes out the final batter of the inning. Topa, man, what a boost he could be. A 2.61 ERA and a 1.15 whip last season with, of course, Seattle. Came over in that Polanco trade. And again, the 2nd outing of his rehab assignment. Jose Miranda also still rehabbing with the Saints, but he was off today, so no updates on him there. The Twins smoked the Tigers tonight, winning 9-3. There you see the line score. Wow, Christian Vasquez, man, 3 hits and a walk. One of his hits was a home run. My goodness. Very impressive. Brooks Lee also had a 3-hit game. Matt Wallner also homered. Trevor Larnach homered. Byron Buxton homered. Crazy game. Great performance for the Twins. Great performance from Pablo Lopez. I mean, I was going to say I'm not going to say he's back for like the 7th time, but I'm not going to say he's back for like the 7th time this season. Gave up 2 runs over 7 innings, struck out 7, 97 pitches. You know, it's been up and down. It's been crazy with Pablo, but I'll still ride and die with that guy. Still confident in his ability. And then Stamount gave up a run out of the bullpen. Thielbar, very nice to see him pitch a clean inning, Caleb Thielbar. So, as far as results go, Twins win, Saints win, Surge win, Colonels and Muscles lose. That was a wacky game for Fort Myers. On the pitching side, there you see Marco Raya, 1 hit in 5 shutout innings, struck out 5, did not walk anybody. Outstanding, only took him 60 pitches. You know, that was probably part of the formula that helped him go 5 for the first time in ages. He was incredibly efficient. Great outing. Awesome to see. And I put that little asterisk there because on the bottom, adding that Andrew Morris covered the final 4 innings. Kind of something odd they're doing, in my opinion, for a guy who, in my opinion, is such a high prospect of theirs. You know, it kind of feels like Morris should be starting his own games, but it's not bad to get him some experience, you know, not knowing when his start is going to start, coming out of the bullpen, all that stuff, getting prepared for that, and he pitched great. 4 innings, did give up 5 hits and a run, but struck out 6 and didn't walk anybody, did Andrew Morris, to cover the entire rest of that game. So a outstanding pitching performance for Wichita this evening. Here are the notable hitting performances. Patrick Winkle goes deep. Ben Ross goes deep. Nick Lucky does a little bit of everything for the Muscles, which he's been doing. Guy they signed out of Indy Ball. Great performances. Gonna hit you with a little FCL update and then a channel update next, so stick around. So the Florida Complex League season recently ended, which is very unusual because before, and this was formerly referred to as the Gulf Coast League, before this league would run from June to August. So it would be kind of just be getting into the swing of things typically, but as Baseball America worded this, this was at the request from MLB farm directors to move the entire schedule, dramatically move the entire schedule of this league up in the year. Part of it is due to just how hot it gets in Florida and Arizona where these leagues are played. And then part of it sounded like there was some innings concerned concerns, excuse me. A lot of these teams don't like to pitch their recent draftees much after the draft in their draft year. The Twins among them, and that kind of creates some innings fatigue, I guess. But it is what it is. It's interesting. Their season's over, so we'll kind of highlight them. I don't talk about these teams on a regular basis. Got to draw the line somewhere, and there's just kind of a lack of a bunch of data available for these teams. But the FCL Twins were at 28-31 this year. Here you can see everybody on the team that threw 25 or more innings, highlighted by Adrian Bojorquez, who I think is kind of the takeaway guy of this bunch. Striking out more than 10 per 9, having a K rate of over 27%. But another guy that really jumped off the page to me was Miguel Cordero, just in the fact that it was his age 17 season, and he threw 31 innings in the Complex League. That's a really young, his numbers don't look great, but that's a really, really young guy to be facing this level of competition. So he definitely stood out to me as somebody else to keep an eye on going forward. The Twins must really think a lot about him, either his game or his maturity or both. That stood out. Moving on over to the hitting side, Yasser Mercedes, his season is actually continuing, which we'll get to in a sec. But he had a great performance there. You see a 989 OPS. Ricardo Pena also with a 970 OPS. Those two guys had outstanding seasons for the FCL Twins. Demiri Pena is a guy I know a lot of people are really excited about. He had double the walk rate of his strikeout rate. Not insane numbers though, 282 with a 386 OBP. I know at one point he'd been playing much better than that. Same with Brian Acuna, who kind of has some steam in some prospect circles. 423 OBP for him, 19.7 walk percentage. The pitching is extremely raw. There are a lot of guys that really struggle to get the ball over the plate. Kind of moving on back to Yasser Mercedes. He got called up. He got called up to Fort Myers. So we're going to see him on the Mighty Muscles, and just kind of wanted to show some of his debut from the other night, just to show you what this guy looks like. He has really filled out compared to, when he signed. Of course, these guys signed so young, but he's really filled out. This was the one time he reached base. He was 0 for 5 with this reached on error. This is just more me wanting to show you the wacky play that happened in this game from the other night. Yeah, he advances all the way to third base on this. Does Yasser Mercedes. So kind of fun just to see that. I actually think some of the lower level baseball in the minors is more entertaining than Major League Baseball a lot of the time. Like, same can go for college and other things like that. But there you see him recorded in the final out of the game as well in right field. Definitely a guy who's filled out, added some power, especially bounced back from not having a great year last year. So Yasser Mercedes definitely got to get on your radar. And the FCL Twins are done for the year. So hopefully we do get a chance to see more of these guys get called up, but it's never guaranteed, because anytime anybody gets called up, somebody's got to be, sent down or let go or whatever. So, and they might be looking for some opportunity to sneak in some of these college guys. So I wouldn't count on a ton more of these FCL guys getting looks with Fort Myers, but it's possible. Just kind of want to share some of my thoughts with all y'all on the system recaps and how things have kind of evolved this season. Trying to do daily stuff is tough, and sort of acknowledging that and identifying that, and making sure I'm taking it easy on myself when I need to, and not forcing, it's a daily channel, I have to get a video out. The system recaps haven't really been daily, and part of the problem, part of what's demotivating to me is I have had some copyright issues here on YouTube, and it's been tough. And that's been what's kind of pushed a lot of the changes that I've made to the system recaps. And it's, again, it's funny. The motivation was kind of like, hey, if I do things this way, is that going to kind of get me past those MLB advanced media bots? So that was the motivation. But I think some good stuff has come out from the videos. For those of you who are newer who don't remember, the system recaps used to be video only, basically highlights only with a voiceover of me. They used to be usually about 4 to 6 minutes for the most part. I do think it's been interesting. They're coming out longer. I am kind of talking about more stuff. I think they're a little bit more conversational. I think they're a little bit more laid back. I do, though, keep in mind that I think the real reason why these system recaps are successful is because people want to get the information, and they don't want to have to sit through a 20-minute video. I understand that. So that was kind of why I kept them so short before, is, that the whole sort of service, I guess, of these system recaps is to get you caught up on what's going on across all the full season affiliates in addition to the Twins. And I hope that even if you are somebody who's able to keep up, there's stuff in these for you too, and you're picking up new things, or at least you're being able to put some names to faces. I'm not going to lie, the copyright issues are hard for me. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a thing between MLB Advanced Media and YouTube. It is what it is. I just kind of have to accept that there are new things with that copyright that are making it more difficult to understand what's triggering the claims. And that's really frustrating, but I can't do anything about it. I haven't been putting Twins highlights in these. I think that kind of hurts them to some degree. I know a lot of you have been really nice and reached out and said, hey, even if you can't put Twins highlights in these things, we still enjoy them. Keep doing what you're doing. I really appreciate that support. And really, just while I have your ear, I just want to say I'm really appreciative of how much support this channel gets in the context of the Twins world. I mean, having 7,000 subscribers on it, I wouldn't have guessed this. I would not have guessed I would able to build the channel this big. So I really appreciate the support. Feeling the love. That has nothing to do with the less consistent than usual. Maybe I'll put videos of late system recaps. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate you.